And we are following breaking news out of the NFL where the Los Angeles Rams are signing Bobby Wagner. Our Jason Lockenfora confirming the money and time, 5 years, $50 million. The All-Pro linebacker will remain in the NFC West after spending the first 10 years of his career in Seattle. He led the Seahawks in tackles 6 of those 10 seasons, was named to the Pro Bowl in 8 of them, and he's seen most tackles since 2012. Well, there is Bobby Wagner at the very top. Let's welcome in our Jonathan Jones. Bobby Wagner, now 31 years old, but was considered to be one of the best remaining free agents out there. JJ, I know when you were at the owners' meeting, Sean McVay was there saying, look, we do have interest in him if we could get the deal done, and sure enough, they do.
Yeah, and the Rams were sort of competing with the Baltimore Ravens there, and so Harbaugh was talking about it, and he didn't want to dive too much into it. Sean McVay was a little bit more upfront. Frankly, he could have been, and he should have been, and it's because they knew that they had a leg up in the Bobby Wagner sweepstakes. He is an LA guy. He knows that division. He obviously wants a little bit of payback on the Seattle Seahawks, especially how things ended there, how he was not he did not hear first from the Seahawks. He, I believe, heard on social media, and the Seahawks said, yeah, that was our bad, but you want to make sure that you have everything sewn up there if you're the Seahawks and you are about to release a future first ballot Hall of Famer, one of the best defenders in franchise history, one of the best middle linebackers in the last couple of decades in the NFL, in Bobby Wagner. You flashed the stats up there just a little bit ago. The biggest question, of course, is how much does he have left in the tank? I believe that he has plenty left in the tank. He's coming off another Pro Bowl year. We know the Pro Bowl a lot of times has plenty to do with your reputation. But when I watched him play out there, he wasn't the Bobby Wagner from 2015 necessarily, but he can still get the job done. So he gets a 5-year deal with the LA Rams, a team that has about $8-9 million in cap space. So it averages out to $10 million a year. That's going to be a funny little contract. We're going to see a low base salary. We're going to see a big signing bonus in the first year so that he fits under the cap. Highly doubt we're going to see Bobby Wagner see even the 4th year of this contract, but that's where we stand right now with Bobby Wagner now with the LA Rams.
I mean, you talk about the cap so much. How are the Rams so good at this, making all these deals get done?
Well, to nerd out for a second here, Amanda, what you have to do is you have to have a team owner who is willing to spend so much of that upfront money, and not only spend that money in the form of guaranteed money, in the form of a signing bonus, which of course is guaranteed money, but you also have to put so much of that money in escrow. That's sort of a league rule. So when you pay someone $20 million up front, you really have to be able to afford it twice. And so when you're talking about Stan Kroenke, the owner of the LA Rams, one of the richest people on earth, he has the ability, because he is so liquid, to do that, because he has so much money. And so the Rams are able to do that. We've seen the New Orleans Saints get very funky with the cap over the past decade. And it's because when you have that cash flow, you can do it. Any of these other teams can do what the Rams are doing from a salary cap perspective. It's just how fat of a check does that owner want to write? And very clearly, with a fresh Lombardi sparkling in their trophy case, the LA Rams are very willing to do it for a player like Bobby Wagner.
16 first-team All-Pros between Donald Ramsey and Bobby Wagner. You said you think he has a lot left in his tank there. There are some saying on social media, some of our own analysts, that they're not sure he makes the Rams better. Do you think he makes the Rams better?
I think he absolutely makes the Rams better. I'm surprised there's even a question that he makes the Rams better. Now, is he going to be able to play at an All-Pro level for all 17 games? I'm not entirely sure that that's going to be the case, right? He will be, I think, 32 in June. And so, it's very rare that you get better with age. Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers can be some exceptions to that rule, but that's at the quarterback position, not really at the linebacker position, where we just saw no one has more tackles than Bobby Wagner in the past 9 or so years. And so, again, he's not still the Bobby Wagner from 5 or 6 years ago, but I think he can go out there and absolutely control the middle part of that defense. And when you have Aaron Donald, who is a blue chip player, one of the best to ever do it, when you have Jalen Ramsey behind him, a blue chip player, one of the best corners to ever do it, and certainly I believe the best corner in the game today. When you have two of the best, one in front and one behind, and you still have enough left in the tank, yeah, this is a very scary Rams defense because every quarterback is going to have to decide, okay, I have to get the ball out quickly because Aaron Donald is going to be in my lap. Do I want to go short and intermediate? Because if so, Bobby Wagner knows exactly what I'm doing, and he very well may be lurking. Do I want to take a shot downfield? Well, I can't go to that side of the field because I have Jalen Ramsey over there. Les Snead and his staff, along with Sean McVay, they have absolutely understood the very basics of the modern NFL. And when you have dogs at every and each level of the defense, it makes life so much harder on every opposing offense.
Let's talk about the next move we could see from the Rams. I know Matt Stafford's been out there chirping, trying to keep OBJ there. What is next that we could see from the Rams?
Yeah, I mean, they went out and got Allen Robinson in free agency. They have Cooper Kupp. They dealt Robert Woods. It would make sense for OBJ to come back, especially coming off of that ACL. He has the familiarity. He has a home there in Southern California. And so that would make a lot of sense. But, if you're Odell Beckham Jr. and you want to get paid and you're looking at this wide receiver market and how high it has gone, you may think, all right, a team might be willing to pay me a little bit more than the LA Rams. And that's not really a might be. It's really an absolute, even though he's coming off of that ACL surgery. And so for Odell Beckham Jr., it's going to be, okay, do you want to come back and rehab there and rejoin that team and chase a second Super Bowl championship? Or do you want to go get paid more elsewhere and start a new chapter of your NFL career? So that's going to be up to Odell Beckham Jr. I know which one I would pick. If I've already made my money like Odell Beckham Jr., I would certainly enjoy the friendly confines of a place that has treated me well, that I enjoyed, where football was fun again after several years of not having football being very fun for me. But again, that's going to be all up to OBJ.
And bling is always nice. Jonathan Jones, thanks so much for joining us to talk about this. The NFL offseason continues to be a roller coaster. Rams signing Bobby Wagner. How about this reaction from Richard Sherman? The rich get richer, lose future Hall of Famer Von Miller, and gain future Hall of Famer Bobby Wagner. B-Wags there. The Ravens made a last-minute push, but the reigning champs were too good to pass up. Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.